That was one of the craziest things I've ever done in my life, dude. Like one of the craziest things. We've never talked. I can't believe, like, it's weird things we have or have not. We've never talked about this before.
No, this is the time JC burned everything he owned.
Having fun now. It's story time with JC. Yeah, so do you have a way, as we're learning here, do you have a way to bring the bed down a hair?
I'm bringing it down. I'm trying to find a nice equal.
There you go. So anyway, yeah, I basically quit drinking for a period of time. Not only did I quit drinking, I went really super God. And I was like, I'm going to quit drinking and I'm going to quit all the nonsense. I'm going to just be a good person. I went straight edge, I think is what they call it in the punk rock world. And so I took all the things that I thought were offensive in my life. Not only I quit drinking, but I took the foul, any R-rated movie I had and any explicit lyric CD that I had, and I put them in a giant pile in the front yard.
Yes.
And I just lit it on like a giant bonfire.
While reading the Dalai Lama, the Quran, and wearing a yarmulke.
Yeah, dude. People don't realize that philosophy class fucked me up to such a degree that I really did leave. I quit college because of it.
So somebody like your professor in philosophy mentioned there's all these other things, and you said, well, I'll take that to mean fuck college, I'm out ski.
No, what would happen is it was the only class I liked, right? Out of all my classes.
That bed ended already.
Well, it's all right. It's the only class I liked was the philosophy class, and I would go to it every day, and I'd talk to my professor for a very long time, and then I would skip all my other classes, and I'd sit in my truck, and I would read the Tao and the Torah and the Quran. I would read all the religious books, all the philosophies. Machiavelli's The Prince. I read all this stuff, man.
Or Nietzsche.
I never learned much about Nietzsche really, but I would sit in my car and I'd read all this philosophy, and I would start thinking about parallelism.
Now, and this is at the same time that you had a bed in the back of your truck and a wind-up alarm clock, and you were living in the bed of your truck by preference.
Yeah, I was living in a camper shell in the back of my truck. Sounds crazy when you say it, but it's true. I was living in a camper shell in the back of my truck.
By preference.
And all I had was a bed and philosophy books. That's what I had, was a bed, an alarm clock, and philosophy books. And I would sit in this camper shell, and I would just read philosophy, constantly consuming it, reading everything that I could read. And so one day in that same truck, the Mighty Max, Mitsubishi Mighty Max is the actual model name of the vehicle. It used to, it had a battery problem where if you could get it to start, you were good, because then the alternator would take over, but the battery was dead on it or whatever. I don't know why I didn't get a new battery, but I would jump it off, drive, and then as long as it didn't die where I was going to or from, I could make to my destination, right, point A to point B.
Then when you started it again, you would have another issue.
Exactly. I always had to get a jump. Well, I was at a stoplight, and somewhere in College Station, was at a stoplight, and I remember my car broke down in the middle of an intersection, and I told the police officer, hey, if you just give me a jump, I'll be right on my way. Right. And because a cop came by because I was blocking an intersection, a very busy intersection. And the cop told me, I can't do that. We're not allowed with our police vehicles. I can help you push it to the side. And then I thought, this fucking people helping people, man. Break the fucking rules. Pop your truck. Give me a quick jump. I'm home.
Right.
But this guy was such a fucking, and there's one thing I hate in life. I really hate. It's a fucking titty baby rule follower. You've got to always color inside the lines. You've got to always do the fucking right thing. Well, fuck that shit.
Oh, here, I just loaded a new sound because I forgot to do it earlier.
Oh, what'd you load?
Can you hear that?
Oh, is that the tinfoil hat?
That's me putting on my tinfoil hat, yes.
Well, this doesn't involve a tinfoil hat. I don't think this makes me a crazy.
I don't know. We mentioned it or something. It made me think of it, so I loaded it real fast because I didn't have it on the board yet.
Well, maybe it does. No, it's great. Maybe it does make me a crazy person, but it was just like, I hate fucking rule. Like, you remember the kid in class where there would be 20, like, say you have a class of 30 students, 29 of them all agree when the teacher leaves the room, hey, let's pass the papers around real quick and fucking write the answers down, you know?
Right.
And then there would be that one kid, instead of doing the right...
I'm not participating. No. Mr. Knopfler said no.
Well, you know what? It's okay in my warped morality. It's okay to say, I don't want to participate in this, but what I would always hate is when they would go and tell the fucking teacher.
Yeah, fuck them.
Snitches, dude. I've been watching The Wire. Snitches is bitches. That's what I say.
Snitches get stitches.
Snitches get stitches. That's probably an actual saying. So anyway, this cop, this rule follower fucking cop.
You busted him down. He deserves some stitches is what you're saying.
I didn't do anything. I had him push me to the side of the road. It is what it is. But then what I did, as soon as he pushed me to the side of my road, I was almost in tears. Because I was so angry. I was almost in tears of anger. And I thought to myself, that one moment to me exemplified all of humanity, all of personhood, all of the rat race, all of the things that are meaningless that we give meaning to, like college and jobs,
money
and careers, money, all that shit. And I said that was the perfect example of just an act of meaningless, not caring for another human being, not doing the right thing because it's the right thing, just following the stupid rules because that's what your uniform tells you to do. And so that day,
JC, you tell him, brother. JC for president.
That day, I walked home, sir. I walked home and I said, I will never, ever, ever go back to that. I walked 30 miles to my house from that intersection, left my car behind, said, I don't care about the car anymore. Done with it. I don't even know if I ever drove it again. And said, I don't care about school anymore.
The
done
truck?
with it. I don't care about.
You did give up on the truck very, very fast. I remember you had the Datsun, the Camel, as we called it.
Yeah.
Then you had the Nissan that was the Cookie Monster because we recovered the roof with like shag carpet.
Yep.
But in between those two cars, I think the truck existed for like a month or two.
Yeah, it wasn't around for long. That's when I quit school. I walked away. I left that truck behind. I left college behind. And I said, I'm done with this life. And that's when I bought a prayer mat and I bought some incense and a peace pipe.
You bought a prayer mat and a freaky weird whistle from the Renaissance Festival. And then you went out into the woods and started acting like you knew something. And then a short period later, bring the story full circle, is when you decided to burn everything. And I salvaged a handful of movies, the prayer mat, and the weird whistle. I still have it in my closet.